Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I am Tanvi Taneja. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi paints his vision for the future of governance in his special address at the World Government Summit in Dubai, holds bilateral talks with UAE Vice President and Madagascar's President on the sidelines. Consecration of UAE's first Hindu temple completed. Indian Prime Minister to inaugurate the BAPS temple in Abu Dhabi this evening. Narendra Modi pitches for pro-planet lifestyle choices at his virtual address during International Energy Agency's 2024 ministerial meeting in Paris, says IEA will benefit when India plays a bigger role in it. And in Indonesia, counting begins as voting in the world's biggest single-day election ends. Defence Minister Prabowo Subianto leads in the race to succeed President Joko Widodo. So taking the India story to the world, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi painted his vision for the future of governance in his special address at the World Government Summit in Dubai, in which he participated as the guest of honour. Highlighting the success of India's governance model, Prime Minister Narendra Modi outlined the way forward for addressing global challenges. In all, he elaborated on a wide range of subjects which will strengthen the conversations around building a better planet.
ऐसी सरकारों की जरूरत है जो इंक्लूसिव हो, जो सबको साथ लेकर चले। आज विश्व को ऐसी सरकारों की जरूरत है जो स्मार्ट हो, जो टेक्नोलॉजी को बड़े बदलाव का माध्यम बनाए। आज विश्व को ऐसी सरकारों की जरूरत है जो क्लीन हो, जो करप्शन से दूर हो, जो ट्रांसपेरेंट हो। आज विश्व को ऐसी सरकारों की जरूरत है जो ग्रीन हो, जो पर्यावरण से जुड़ी चुनौतियों को लेकर गंभीर हो। आज विश्व को आवश्यकता है ऐसी सरकारों की जो ईज ऑफ लिविंग, ईज ऑफ जस्टिस, ईज ऑफ मोबिलिटी, ईज ऑफ इनोवेशन और ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस को अपनी प्राथमिकता बनाकर चले।
India's Prime Minister also raised concerns for the welfare of the global south. He said that developed countries must share their resources and expertise with those in need.
हमें ग्लोबल साउथ की आवाज सुननी होगी, उनकी प्राथमिकताओं को सामने लाना होगा। हमें जरूरतमंद देशों के साथ अपने रिसोर्सेज और अपनी कैपेबिलिटीज को शेयर करना होगा। हमें एआई, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और क्रिप्टो करेंसी, साइबर क्राइम ऐसे पैदा हो रही चुनौतियों के लिए ग्लोबल प्रोटोकॉल बनाने होंगे। हमें अपनी नेशनल सॉवरेनिटी को प्राथमिकता देते हुए इंटरनेशनल लॉ की मर्यादा भी रखनी होगी। इन्हीं भावनाओं पर चलते हुए हम न केवल सरकारों के सामने उपस्थित चुनौतियों का समाधान करेंगे, बल्कि विश्व बंधुत्व को भी मजबूती देंगे। एक विश्व बंधु के रूप में भारत इसी सोच के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है।
So as the aviation industry faces complex challenge of reaching net zero emissions by 2050, Secretary General of the International Civil Aviation Organization, Juan Carlos Salazar, highlighted the organization's commitment to work with governments to boost sustainable aviation fuels production and supply. Salazar was addressing the World Government Summit in Dubai, where he also emphasized the critical role of the SAF in decarbonizing the industry.
I believe that now this is changing, Richard, and especially because aviation and all actors, all stakeholders, starting by aircraft manufacturers, engine manufacturers, airlines, airports, air navigation service providers, and governments are aligned in aiming at zero emissions by the year 2050. So now the story of aviation is not to try to convince how little aviation contributes on carbon emissions, but now the story is to convince that aviation is acting to achieve zero emissions by the year 2050.
And DD India's Dibendu Mondal joins us now from Dubai. Dibendu, a lot has happened since this morning, the highlight being the Prime Minister's address at the World Government Summit. And of course, we've also seen the inauguration of the Bharat Mart. Summarize all these events that have happened today for us.
Well, Tanvi, you're absolutely right. A lot of action-packed day at the World Government Summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the guest of honor who delivered a keynote address. He touched upon important issues that the world government needs to focus, which includes sustainability, better governance, less interference of the government with the people. He also had two bilateral meetings, one with the Vice President of the UAE and the President of Madagascar. Apart from this, he also inaugurated the Bharat Mart, which is perhaps a gateway to the world's, for India, for Indian traders, a gateway to the world of, export, where people across all exporters from across different parts of India could meet at a single platform and find their buyers across various cities. Why Dubai was important for launching this Bharat Mart is because Dubai is a gateway to the international market. So this becomes very important for both India and UAE to launch this Bharat Mart here at the World Government Summit, and government representatives from across the world had gathered here who deliberated on important topics that matters and that is important for governance across the world. Back to you, Tanvi.
Yes, Dibendu, PM Modi has visited the UAE 7 times in the last 9 years. How important have these visits been in bringing the two countries as close as they are today?
Well, Tanvi, of course, this is the 7th visit and, in fact, the 5th visit by the Prime Minister in the last 1 year. So this, in fact, significantly speaks about how the relationship between the two countries have been growing over the last 7 to 8, in fact, over the last 9 years, ever since Prime Minister visited in 2015 for the first time in UAE after a gap of almost 30 years. So this changed how the UAE and India bilateral ties were, and also yesterday, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, as well as the President of the UAE inaugurated, in fact, launched the UPI in Dubai, and the Dubai government has said that the UPI in Dubai will be available in the next 3 months' time. So this perhaps speaks volumes about how the growing relationship, there is understanding and there is cooperation in the sector of renewable energy, aerospace, artificial intelligence, economic, trade, and many more. The list goes on. So the India-UAE relationship has grown manifold over the last 7 to 8 years, and it is getting stronger and stronger. And remember, the inauguration of the Hindu temple in UAE for the first time also marks significant stride in the bilateral relationship of both the countries.
Also, the fact that Prime Minister Modi has also been the guest of honor earlier at the World Government Summit. So this was his second guest of honor appearance. Thank you very much, Dibendu, for those updates. And as Dibyendu was mentioning, later this evening, Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be in Abu Dhabi, where he will inaugurate the BAPS Hindu temple. The foundation stone of the temple was also laid by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2017. Prime Minister Modi had earlier called this a landmark move and thanked the leadership of the UAE on behalf of 130 crore Indians.
In the beautiful desert expanse of Abu Dhabi's Abu Mureka district is this structure emerging from the sands. This structure is also now being known as the lotus in the desert because it's carved out of pink sandstone. Italian marbles and much more has been carved so that it gets this beautiful shape, and it's a testimony, it's a testament to timeless craftsmanship and obviously the Indian intricacy in terms of art, culture, tradition is all depicted on the walls of this beautiful BAPS Hindu temple. I will also take you inside to show you the intricacy of the art that's depicted inside the temples under the 7 spires that make this temple as beautiful as it meets the eye. We are inside the BAPS Hindu temple, the highly anticipated temple where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be coming, and we'll be inaugurating it on 14th of February on his visit to UAE. To show you around, my camera person will pan for you and show you the beautiful visuals of this temple, the height, the depth and the intricacy of the art, craftsmanship, which is a testament to what India has to offer in terms of its crafts, timeless crafts that has been depicted here. We obviously see this beautiful structure. When generally people visit Abu Dhabi, this structure transcends them from the general Abu Dhabi in terms of luxury hotels, racing car arenas and much more, to beautiful spiritual place and everything that depicts Indian craftsmanship, Indian culture, Indian tradition and more. With my colleague Ashwini Mishra and camera person Pramod Negi, this is Meghna Dev for DD India from Abu Dhabi.
So the inauguration of this BAPS Swaminarayan Mandir, the largest in West Asia, is scheduled for 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time, which is 4:30 p.m. in Dubai time. So we all look forward to this event, and as we are telling you about Prime Minister's visit to the UAE, so after concluding his 2-day visit to the nation, India's Prime Minister will head to Qatar. Qatar has recently released 8 former Indian naval officers who were previously sentenced to death. So aimed at discussing ways to further strengthen overall ties, Prime Minister Modi will hold bilateral meeting with Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad, the Emir of Qatar, and other high dignitaries in the country. This will be the Prime Minister's second visit to Qatar. Strong bilateral trade between India and Qatar currently stand at $20 billion. Now, also, the Indian government has signed a formal request to join the International Energy Agency, and the accession process has now started. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier today shared his remarks during the IEA's 2024 ministerial meeting in Paris. He stressed on pro-planet lifestyle choices for a better future.
We are firmly committed to combating climate change. Ours is a collective and proactive approach. India has already led initiatives such as the International Solar Alliance. Our mission life focuses on pro-planet lifestyle choice for a collective impact. Reduce, reuse, and recycle is a part of India's traditional way of life. India's G20 presidency also saw a significant action on this front. The launch of the Global Biofuel Alliance was one of the highlights.
And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Pakistan's political stalemate ends. Sharif's party seeks to get partner Pakistan People's Party to join the cabinet. Myanmar's ruling military urges retired security personnel to return to work for help in crushing the anti-junta insurgency there. And Indian Navy holds a mega exercise Milan 2024 with 51 friendly navies off its eastern coast in Visakhapatnam.
Voice of a rising aspirational world. Stories of challenges, struggles and accomplishment. A world battling conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to... Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I am Tanvi Taneja. In Indonesia, unofficial tallies in presidential election on Wednesday showed Defence Minister Prabowo Subianto taking a commanding lead that could see him win in a single round if sustained. Prabowo had about 58% of votes, according to 4 pollsters based on ballots counted in a sample of voting stations nationwide. But official result is not expected until several weeks after the vote. If no candidate wins a majority, a runoff between the top 2 finishers will be held in June. The early lead will be a big boost for Prabowo, who has undergone an image rebrand and is contesting his 3rd successive election after twice losing out to the hugely popular Joko Widodo, who cannot run again because of term limits. Joko Widodo is the current president of the Republic of Indonesia. And the visuals that you see on screen, despite the flooding and heavy rains, people came out to cast their ballots. Myanmar's ruling military has called up retired security personnel to return to work as the army struggles to crush an anti-junta insurgency. The Southeast Asian nation has been in turmoil since the military seized power from an elected government in a 2021 coup, and plans by the junta to call up more people to fight point to the military being under growing pressure. Last Saturday, Myanmar's junta declared a law governing mandatory military service would be enforced for men aged 18 to 35 and women aged 18 to 27 for up to 2 years. On Tuesday, it said that this conscription would begin in April. In Pakistan, a political stalemate after an inconclusive election ended with Shehbaz Sharif chosen to lead the country again, while efforts were underway on Wednesday to get the second largest party to join the government formally to ensure stability. Shehbaz Sharif, who was Prime Minister for 16 months until August, was late on Tuesday named as the coalition candidate for next premier by his elder brother Nawaz Sharif, founder and supremo of the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Party, the largest party in parliament. The Pakistan's People's Party, PPP, of former Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, the second largest, backed the choice but did not commit to joining the government, indicating that it would support a minority government from the outside. And now we take a look at what else is happening across the world. NATO defence ministers will meet in Brussels today with a focus on bolstering support for Ukraine in the face of Russia's ongoing aggression. The discussions will also centre on the potential rise in defence spending across the 31-member alliance. North Korea fired multiple cruise missiles off its east coast on South Korea on Wednesday. The missile launch follows North Korea's recent multiple missiles testing, escalating tensions in the Korean peninsula. In Thailand, 9 couples exchanged wedding vows in a very unique way. Brimming with excitement, a special Valentine's Day mass wedding was held in the eastern province of Chonburi, adorned with colourful Thai traditional attire. The couples exchanged the vows while riding on elephants. Now on to the ongoing protest by farmers in northern India. Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister of India, Arjun Munda, has said that the government is ready to hold discussions with the farmers. He asked the farmers to ensure that the common man does not face problems due to their protest.
किसान संगठनों के साथ हम हमेशा रचनात्मक ढंग से, सकारात्मक ढंग से बात करने की जो कोशिशें हैं वो जारी रहेगी और हम बातचीत करने के लिए तैयार हैं.
Earlier, Union Minister Anurag Thakur too urged the protesting farmers to hold talks with the government, stating that even the Indian Navy veterans were brought back from Qatar through the power of dialogue. He added that the Modi government has taken several steps in the last 10 years to encourage the agriculture sector and the welfare of farmers.
पहले दिन से ही मोदी सरकार ने कृषि क्षेत्र के बढ़ावे के लिए और किसान के कल्याण के लिए बहुत सारे कार्य किए और जब किसानों ने मांग भी रखी तब हमने चर्चा के लिए एकदम से सहमति जताई. इस बार भी हमारे केंद्रीय मंत्री कल भी चंडीगढ़ गए थे, कई घंटे तक वार्ता भी की. हमारा केवल इतना कहना है कि हम इन विषयों पर भी चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार हैं.
Indian Navy is holding a mega exercise Milan 2024 off its eastern coast in Visakhapatnam. 51 friendly navies are participating with their delegations and warships in this drill. Our correspondent Nandita Dagar has more.
Of the world will be participating in an international maritime exercise organized by the Indian Navy on and off the coast of Visakhapatnam from the 19th of February to the 27th of February. This is the Milan 2024 exercise where 15 navies will also be sending 35 of their warships and aircrafts. Also on 21st of February, this Milan exercise will be formally inaugurated by the Defence Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh. On the 22nd of February, there will be an international city parade in the city of Destiny or Visakhapatnam.
Series of events happening, including an international maritime exposition. There is also a maritime technical exhibition happening. There is a city parade planned, and there are junior officers interactions happening. So all this is part of the harbour phase, which is from 19th to 23rd of February.
Apart from the harbour phase, which will see professional interactions between the junior sailors, sports activities, etc., the business end of the Milan 2024 will be the sea phase from 24th to 27th February, wherein anti-submarine warfare, air defence and tactical exercises will be carried out by these navies in unison. And the motto, of course, of Milan 2024 is united by the oceans. It is part of the Sagar initiative or security and growth for all in the region initiative by the Modi government. With camera person AK in New Delhi, this is Nandita Dagar for DD India.
So that's all in this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Tarvita Neja from my entire team in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.